Assalamu alaikum. This is Rokia Samia. Welcome you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Advisory Council decides to celebrate July Shahid Day on July 16 and July Mass Uprising Day on August 5. Khobor Ali, main accused of sensational violence case against women in Kumilla, arrested. National Citizen Party announces month-long program to mark first anniversary of July Uprising 2024. July Charter to be signed within next month, says National Consensus Commission Vice President. Hearing for accused in case of murder of 6 people at Chankarpul in July-August uprising to take place on July 3rd. At least 81 Palestinians killed and more than 400 injured in Israeli attacks in Gaza. And Bangladesh women's national team embraced dominant 7-0 victory over Bahrain in AFC Asian Cup qualifier. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. The Council of Advisors decided to celebrate July Shahid Day on July 16 and July Mass Uprising Day on August 5. There will be no special celebrations for August 8. The decision was taken at the Advisory Council meeting held at the Chief Advisor's office in the capital today. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus presided over the meeting. The meeting also approved a proposal to add new provisions to Section 173A of the Criminal Procedure Code to reduce fake, false and harassing case. Besides, the Advisory Council approved a draft proposal to sign an MoU to establish an office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights in Dhaka for 3 years. Later, Law Advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul and Press Secretary to the Chief Advisor Shafiqul Alam briefed journalists at the Foreign Service Academy about the decision of the Advisory Council. Khobor Ali, the main accused in the sensational case of violence against a woman in Kumilla's Muradnagar, was arrested from Jatrabari in the capital this morning. The victim filed a case with Muradnagar police station, naming Khobor Ali as the accused last Friday. Earlier, 4 people were arrested for sharing a video of the incident on social media. Kumilla District Superintendent of Police Nazir Ahmed Khan said, on the night of 26th of June, locals in Ramchandrapur Pachkitta village of Muradnagar detained and beat Khobor Ali, accusing him of raping the wife of an expatriate. Later, the injured Khobor Ali fled the scene. Some of the people present recorded a video of the victim and spread it on social media. On information, Muradnagar police quickly arrived at the scene and took legal action. Based on the victim's written complaint, a case was filed under the Women and Children Repression Prevention Act at Muradnagar police station. Accused Khobor Ali is the son of Shohid Mia from the Purbopara area of Bahirchhara Pachkitta village. The National Citizen Party (NCP) announced a month-long program to mark the first anniversary of the July Uprising. The party's convener Nahid Islam announced the program at a press conference at the organization's temporary office at Bangla Motor in the capital today. Nahid Islam said the NCP will hold the July March for Nation Building program across the country from 1st to 30th of July. He said the anniversary celebration of the July mass uprising will start on 1st of July. He said the march will begin with a visit to the grave of martyr Abu Said. The program has been named July March for Nation Building. It will tour across the country and return to Dhaka. In addition, the NCP will observe Anti-Discrimination Martyrs' Day on 16th of July. He said that the July declaration of the Student Union program will be held on 3rd of August. Nahid Islam said the July declaration is necessary to ensure the historical context of July, constitutional recognition and the dignity of the martyrs. He said the July declaration manifesto program will be held on 3rd of August along with the student masses. It was informed at a press conference that the NCP will observe July 16, the day Abu Said was martyred, as the Anti-Discrimination Martyrs' Day. Nahid Islam also said the NCP will celebrate August 5 as the Student Masses Liberation Day. Vice President of the National Consensus Commission Dr. Ali Riaz informed that the July Charter will be signed within the next month. He said this before starting the 7th-day meeting of the second phase with the political parties at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital today. In the light of the aspirations for change, the Consensus Commission has moved away from its previous position. Many proposals from political parties have been accepted. Now, the parties also need to come forward with some concessions, added Dr. Ali Riaz. It is necessary to constitutionally ensure that no one can amend the constitution beyond public expectations, he said further. Among others, representatives of various political parties including BNP, Jamaat-e-Islami, NCP, Islami Andolon, Nagrik Oikko, CPB, AB Party, Biplobi Workers Party, Gon Odhikar Porishod and Gon Shonghoti Andolon participated in the discussion. NCC Vice President Dr. Ali Riaz, members Abdul Mui Chaudhry, Bodiul Alu Mojumdar, Sarfaraz Hossain, Iftekharuzaman and Chief Advisor's Special Assistant Monir Haidar took part in the meeting on behalf of the Commission. The hearing for the accused in the case of the murder of 6 people at Chankarpul in July-August uprising, the first case of crimes against humanity, will take place on July the 3rd. A 3-member tribunal led by International Crimes Tribunal 1 Chairman Justice Mohammad Gholam Murtuza Mojumdar gave the verdict. The other members of the tribunal are Justice Muhammad Shafil Alam Mahmood and Justice Muhammad Mohitul Haq Enam Chaudhry. The tribunal gave the time after the prosecution lawyer sought time for hearing after the hearing began in the afternoon. Later, prosecutor Mizanul Islam told newsmen that the prosecution had received the probe report of the Shahid Abu Said killing and 6 body burning of Ashulia case. The family of Nuruzzaman Johnny, former General Secretary of the capital's Khilgaon unit of Chhatrodal, filed a complaint in court over the disappearance and murder of him. The complaint was filed today at the International Crimes Tribunal by the father of the deceased Nuruzzaman Johnny, Muhammad Yaqub Ali. The complaint stated that Nuruzzaman Johnny was abducted by members of the law enforcement agencies on 18th of July of 2015. Later, on 20th of July, he was shot dead in the name of crossfire. The victim's family members said 16 bullet marks were found on the body of the deceased Nuruzzaman Johnny at that time. In this case, a complaint was filed against 62 people, including former DMP Commissioner Asaduzzaman Mia and 14 police officers. Now, international news. At least 81 Palestinians have been killed and more than 400 injured in the Israeli military attacks in Gaza. These attacks took place in various locations in Gaza over the past 24 hours since Saturday afternoon. This information has been reported by the Health Ministry of the besieged Palestinian territory. According to eyewitnesses and information provided by staff at Al-Shifa Hospital, at least 11 people, including children, were killed in an Israeli airstrike near a stadium in Gaza City. Thousands of displaced Palestinians sought refuge in tents set up at the stadium. In the Al-Mawasi area, at least 14 people have been killed in attacks by Israeli forces on residential buildings and tents. Several of the deceased are children. Some relatives of the victims told the news agencies that people were sleeping with their children when the attack occurred. According to the Gaza Ministry of Health, over 56,000 Palestinians have been killed in the ongoing Israeli attacks in Gaza since October 7 of 2023. Iran has formally filed a complaint with the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights against the United States and Israel. In a protest letter submitted regarding this matter, allegations have been made about the killing of hundreds of innocent people and damage to civilian infrastructure by the two countries. Nasir Siraj, head of Iran's High Council for Human Rights, submitted this protest letter to UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, last Friday. Last Wednesday, Iran's Ministry of Health reported that 627 people have been killed in Israeli forces attacks over the past 12 days. 4,870 people have been injured. Iran's protest letter stated that this coordinated attack is a clear violation of international law, human rights law, and fundamental principles of humanitarian law. The protest letter further stated that in the Israeli attacks, various places were targeted, including the central headquarters of the Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting (IRIB), health and service centers, prisons, residential areas, and urban and rural regions. In the attacks on residential buildings, multiple renowned nuclear scientists of the country were targeted at their own homes. The number of refugees is increasing day by day around the world. Currently, there are a total of 41 million refugees, among which 10.3 million, or nearly one-third, are children. This means that out of every 100 refugees, 33 are children, each of whom requires international protection. According to a report by Al Jazeera on Saturday, two-thirds of child refugees in 2024 will have come from just 4 countries: Afghanistan, Syria, Venezuela, and South Sudan. The report stated that among the refugee children, there are 6.8 million boys and 6.5 million girls. Although the difference in numbers based on gender is not very large, refugee children face different types of risks according to their gender. Girls are often victims of violence and sexual exploitation. On the other hand, boys face different forms of physical violence and exploitation, especially those who are completely separated from their families. According to data from 2024, the current number is 20 times. The countries providing the most refuge for refugees are Iran, Turkey, and Uganda. The UN has reported that these refugee children are suffering from severe mental health issues. The organization has also made an international call for their protection. Heavy rain and flash flooding across Pakistan have killed 32 people, including 16 children, since the start of the monsoon season this week. A statement by the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Provincial Disaster Management Authority said flash floods and roof collapses over the past 36 hours have claimed the lives of 19 people, 8 of them children. Of the total fatalities, 13 were reported from northwestern Swat Valley. At least 13 people have also been killed in the eastern province of Punjab since Wednesday. 8 of the fatalities were children who died when walls and roofs collapsed during heavy rain. Flooding in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has also damaged 56 houses, 6 of which were destroyed. The National Meteorological Service warned that the risk of heavy rain and possible flash floods will remain high until at least Tuesday. Now, sports news. Football. Bangladesh women's national football team kicked off their AFC Asian Cup Australia 2026 qualifiers campaign with a resounding victory over Bahrain at the Thuwana Stadium in Myanmar. The Bengal Tigresses displayed an impressive performance, securing a dominant win in their Group C opener. The match, which began at 6:30 Bangladesh local time, saw Bangladesh assert their authority from the early stages. Goals from Shamsun Nahar, Rituparna Chakma, Kohati Kisku, and a brace from Tohura Khatun